Hello, hello, and welcome to Nerdy for Nerds by Nerds. I'm Nerdicus Dave, and tonight I'm hanging out with some of my favorite people. We got Nerdicus Ted, Carlos Rivera, Bobby Partridge, and Robin Miller in the house. There are links to all those cool people down in the description below. We're going to be playing some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons with our Dungeons and Delving game run by our illustrious GM, Nerdicus Ted. I'm going to throw it to you, Ted.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dungeons and Delving. We're getting close to the finale of not only this season, but this game. So we'll be able to hopefully finish this up next week. Dungeons Delving is a futuristic game set in our campaign world where these characters had appeared on a reality game show called, well, Dungeons and Delving. Season one, the characters had pushed their way through all of the obstacles, challenges, both social and physical, winning. And in the prize booth, they were kind of taken somewhere else. And it turns out they've been sent to some kind of prison alternate dimension segment. Who knows exactly what's going on because they haven't quite figured it out yet. And they've been trying to make their way out of this place. So I'm going to roll the die. And Dave, I'll send it back to you. Introduce who you're playing and what you remember from last week's session.
All right, I'm playing Enzo Boulangerie, and he is a world famous chef, or at least he hopes to be one day. That entered a cooking competition that actually turned out to be Dungeons and Delving because he was tricked. He filled out the wrong paperwork, and lo and behold, it turns out he made a great adventure as well, and he gets to spread cheer and cooking all over the place. Last session, I had a little bit of epiphany. My character had a dream. Tabitha, who used to be a fellow companion and adventurer, has turned into our foe and adversary. We've been going back and forth whether or not we think she's doing it of her own free will, if this is who she really is or not. But last session, I believe she tried reaching out and contacting Enzo through the power of dreams and magic, which is an old trick of Tabitha's. But apparently, she can't tell us everything. Um, but we did get warned that one of the shows or games that we've been sprung upon us and forced to participate in was coming. So we actually had an opportunity to try and advert that thing from happening. With that, I will throw it to Carlos.
What is good, internet? My name is Carlos Rivera. I run the Volcanic Connect YouTube channel, and tonight I am playing Arnold Shortman, a GIF fighter artificer combo. And yeah, what I remember from last session was not only did we get a chance to thwart her, but at that moment in time, I had a chance to knock her on her ass. Literally, ratings loved it. Um, but afterwards we had a chance to gather up and then had a little bit of team powwow time, and with that I'm gonna pass it over to Robin.
Cool, cool. I remember that we need to get the sword from Tabitha. Bobby, I know you know everything. Tell us everything.
I don't know everything. I am a bard. I have approximate knowledge of many things.
Ooh, good reference.
So anyway, we had the dream sequence, right? And Nebula hacked Tabitha's magic, and then we discovered a cave. And it wasn't like the Cave of Wonders, it was like the cave of, it's a setup, y'all. So we saw there were screens in there, and it wasn't like they were expecting us. It was like we got the jump on them. So Nebula is currently about to examine what's going on with the tech in here. And I remember that Burke, my character, who's a Dwelf Ranger and also part cleric and also part druid, we'll get into that later, he cast non-detection on Nebula. We'll find out if that works in tech or not. Like, I don't know how tied magic and technology are in this setting, frankly. So we'll find out if we can be scryed on or not, or observed by firewalls and security. I don't know. But yeah, this is going to be exciting.
Okay, so without further ado, let us dive in. As previously stated, you guys have ended last session within a cave. There are a couple of screens going on, but other than other than that, you are dealing with a chamber full of rock walls and everything, you know, looks like it would be a part of a mountain, other than these two screens that are there before you. I believe Nebula was gonna go take a look.
Yes.
So,
So let's go take a
what
look.
so what are you doing precisely? Are you just examining? Are you touching anything? Are you using your tech box to kind of interact? What is it that you're looking to do here?
Well, is there a terminal?
Uh, it does not appear to be one, no.
Okay, then I am definitely using Freddie and David to help me interface.
All right, so go ahead and give me a tech check.
25, would you believe this isn't even my best skill?
So you begin interfacing with this screen, and the extra layer of connection. You sense that it's trying to decipher who it is, and you basically dupe the machine into thinking that you have clearance and that you can be getting in. You can see that there are two chambers off of this room. Do you want to open up one or both, or do you want to dive further and gather more information?
I want to gather more information. I want to see if there are cameras in either of those rooms first, or if there's like any data as to like what might be in there before we hit the button.
Sure. So give me an investigation check.
Sure. $15.
What was that?
15?
Okay. So one seems to be a like the main hub. That is the brain center of this particular program. The other is listed as the prison chamber.
Okay.
And as far as cameras are concerned, there's nothing in the file that shows that there are cameras in the room, but you know that through the interactions that you've had, the cameras have been floating around observing what's going on. Now, it's entirely up to you what you think as to whether or not a camera drone would come into the chamber where the computers are, which might, spoil some of the game or the show or what have you. So it's it's a crapshoot. It's up to your opinion.
Yeah, if it were me, I definitely wouldn't. So I think what I'm gonna do is open both rooms because they both seem important.
So the first door opens, and it's kind of off to your right side, and it doesn't so much as open as, but as the rock just kind of dematerializes, and it opens up into a vast chamber heading off, deeper into the mountain, and there are a number of cages with cot is a nicer way to describe these beds, but it's the closest thing. And every single one of the people that are there, they look like they are comatose. They aren't doing anything. There is one cage though that stands out, where as opposed to a person lying on a bed, they are chained up by the wrists, and their head is kind of like slumped down in front of them, and directly in front of the cage is a marble statue, and from this angle you can tell that it's something winged. It has a staff in the one hand to its right, and it's standing directly in front of this cage.
Okay. I'm gonna go over there and check that out. Actually,
Okay,
no, I'm not going over there to check that out. I'm sending Freddie over there to check that out.
sure. So as you get closer, um, you can see more detail. The light, the light reflects a little bit better, and the person hanging in the cage, is dressed in a very very familiar black jacket. Uh, so you kind of have an idea as to who that particular person is when you uh, zoom around to the front of this statue. It appears to be an Aarakocra, um, and you're gathering by the fact that it's got a staff in one hand and carved robes that perhaps there's a magical nature to whoever it was that does this. The most interesting thing about this particular statue is the head of this particular Aarakocra looks to be that of a goose, and its eyes are gemstones.
Interesting. Okay, so whose jacket is it? I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Sure, it's Tabitha.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. I wanted to be sure.
Sure.
Then I'm going over there.
All right. So you walk in and you can see, like, this is, like I said, a very large room, and there are probably several dozen uh people lying on cots. Nobody reacts in any way, shape, or form when you step into the room. Statue doesn't move. Uh, if you examine Tabitha a little bit closer, you can see that they are breathing, but they are not breathing well.
Okay. Um, healing word.
So you cast your magic, and the cage itself kind of flickers, and your spell does not cross through.
Okay. I point this out to the others.
What is the cage made out of? Is it like solid light, or is it like just a regular cage? Or
It is a metal cage. You can reach
Okay.
your hand through and all of that, but for whatever reason, the magic did not seem to be able to penetrate into the cage.
Oh,
So is anybody here good with like actual larceny? Real crimes, not cyber crimes.
hmm. No.
10 sleight of hand. Actually, wait a minute. Don't I have tools for things like this? Yeah.
Sorry, I'm muted. But yeah, I have thieves' tools, and so does Carlos probably. So I could
Let's see,
assist.
does one of you want to take a deft hand at the lock on this particular cage?
I'll assist if you want.
How's
Uh,
your sleight of hand?
It would be thieves' tools.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I mean,
Well,
I will
a
step
Detect-
aside to let you pick the lock, and I will use the help action because I don't know how.
I have a +6.
oh okay. Then I'll
Yeah,
do it
you're
then.
you're a dex fighter, so
Alright. Be torch.
15 to assist you. So
Okay, so what if I said I rolled a 19 for a total of 29?
Then it seems like you have picked this exact lock before, so it takes you next to no time, or at least it feels that way. You're like, the tumblers are just right there waiting, and and without much effort at all, the lock pops off and
What
drops to the
happened?
ground.
What happens is like this. It's like, well, you see, Nebula, this is an older model right here. This went out of circulation a long, long time ago. And I show them how these young whippersnappers how it's done.
Ooh.
I feel like this character just gets older and older,
Mm.
but in the couple of weeks since we started playing.
I mean,
It's like
time and stress.
He's having a Benjamin Button case, you know what I mean? Like,
That's not how
it's-
that works.
Isn't that
Oh
that
no! I
backwards?
mean, isn't that normal?
No,
Hey,
you are getting much older.
no, the backwards of Benjamin Button is normal.
But you know the lock is off. The door can be opened.
I should better check for traps. Did I blow up?
No.
Oh, thank God. You know what? I'll step in because if someone gets blasted, it'll be me.
All right, make a Constitution saving throw.
Knew it. I knew it. Good thing I make these Jones with advantage. It's always something, man. Ugh. Gonna be a 16.
Nay, sir. Ooh, that's not good.
Or you or me.
Oh, I mean, that's not good enough. So it's 26 points of necrotic as a wave of negative energy just kind of like surges through you.
Wow, okay.
Ooh, that looks like it hurts.
I kind of yak up a little bit, like.
Let's just say that it's a good thing this game doesn't have exploding dice.
It's never too late.
But you're in the cage now. Door's still open, things still unlocked. Tabitha's, a couple of feet away.
We see her sword anywheres?
No.
So is anyone else following me, or?
There's no need for more than one person to be in the cage. I want to look around at the other prisoners.
Sure. So go ahead and give me either medicine or investigation.
Okay. And so the other prisoners, they're unconscious?
Yeah, that's what it appears that way.
Investigation or medicine. Well, they're going to be the same.
Can I assist him?
That's an 18. I can't really do much better than that unless I roll one or more higher.
So you'd think that based off of that roll, you think they're in some kind of stasis. They through observation, they appear to be alive, but they don't seem to be moving. They don't even seem to be breathing, but they're not corpses. You can,
Can I just take them out?
What was that, Carlos?
Can I bring her out?
Sure. So, either
or do I get hurt coming out? So I hit you twice.
No. It just seemed to be a one-off. No, you cut the ropes that are binding her to the cage, and as you do so, she slumps down, easily able to be caught and carried. She wasn't much more than a slip of a thing. So for you, it's nothing. From the last time that you saw her, which was not all that long ago, she has clearly been tortured.
Oh God, no. We should escape this non-magical field to aid her in some way.
Is the magic working again?
I think we have to leave the area.
Healing word?
It is with her not in the cage, it works. Well, the magic takes hold, and her breathing gets a little bit better. As she is restored to how many hit points?
Ooh, let me roll. I'm right next to her. Can I substitute cure wounds?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. Upcast a little bit. 21.
So the the healing magic, goes into her, and you hear and feel her, take a long deep breath, and then her eyes, pop open as she's, kind of slumped onto, the larger GIF. And those of you who are trained in insight, sees an immediate moment of panic. Who has insight?
I'm pretty sure I don't.
I have insight.
And I'm probably fairly sure Burke does.
I
I'm
have it, but
observant.
it's not good.
I'm observant. I'm not actually trained in insight though.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
like I have a
for
good
this
passive.
for this case in point, the observant would work. When you see this moment of panic, do you do anything?
Yes. I will actually move my non-detection, or I don't know if I move it or do I have to recast it?
You would have to recast it.
Okay, well, I'll recast non-detection then, and I will cast it on Tabitha. So I will cast non-detection, and I will give her 2 of my good berries that I have. So she'll get 8 more hit points back.
All right. Well, you would have to hand them to her or shove them in her mouth.
Oh no, I'm just gonna hand them to her. I'm gonna be like, so
Okay,
he starts by just like taking the some of the hefty hair from this makeshift mustache that he has that just seems to keep getting bigger actually as he keeps collecting hefty hair and adding to it, and he just kind of like rubs some of the wet hefty hair all over her, and there's like this magical aura that just whoom.
All right. So Nebula, as Tabitha reacts in panic, do you do anything?
You're muted, Robin.
I send Freddie and David around to get a look about the room in case we're about to get ambushed.
Okay.
I will. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know. They're the ones that noticed the look, right?
Yep, correct. All right. So the panic was not around. It is the fact that you guys are around, and based off of your interactions, she has not been your friend, even though she is in a cage. She thinks that she is being captured, and she lashes out at you, Nebula.
I have a question.
And-
I was also trained in insights.
Oh, okay. What?
Yeah. So I kind of just want to say, like, we're not hostile, and in fact, I took a lot of damage coming to get you.
All right. Give me a persuasion check.
-1. I need this to work, so I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
That's not going to do it, I don't think. Oh shit! How is that worse?
All right. So what is your best check?
13.
13. So while it hasn't persuaded her, it stops her from swinging for a moment, but she does back up. So in the moment of panic, you've got Burke trying to hand her something. She hasn't really identified exactly what it is. Arnold trying to be like, look, we're your friends. We're not here to hurt you. In the one hand, she spins, calling forth her sword. The other hand kind of gestures towards where the open sky is, and you can see this cloud kind of drifting towards her, quite quickly. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. See what you guys do in sequence here.
Yes! 28.
9.
8.
Also 9.
It's opening. All right, so I've got a 28 for Arnold. I've got an 8 and a 9. All right, who are the 9s? No.
Oh,
We
they,
raised our hands.
they raised their hands.
Oh, I can't look at the screen and type at the same time, so I need voices.
Robin and
It's
me.
me and Bobby.
Okay.
Bob
And
and Rob.
Enzo was an 8.
Correct.
Thank you. All right. All right, Arnold, what are you doing at this moment as Tabitha looks frazzled, not exactly aware of her surroundings. And like I said, she is certainly panicked.
Well, what I'm about to do is not going to calm her any further, but I'm definitely going to use that new thing I just picked up. It's gonna, hey, we're friendly, bang! It's not going to make her not trust me any further, but screw it, man. I know what
Okay.
that sword does, homie. So I'm going to attack, but specifically use winging shot.
Okay.
The attack must land, but I'm hitting the sword out of her hand.
Okay.
First, I make the attack roll. Da-da-da. Okay. How was a 20?
Hits without a problem.
I'm happy to hear. Now she just needs to make a strength save DC 18.
DC 18, dear Lord.
Hmm.
That is a 19 on the die.
Guys, I tried.
Well, you get
Well-
extra attack. Try again.
You have another shot, and
But I don't have
you
extra
can-
grit points.
Oh.
Oh.
I
Well,
would love to, but
So is it an ability that do you spend the grip before you make the attack, or do you?
it has to land.
So does this come with damage, or is this just a disarming shot?
It comes with damage. Well, I mean, it's only 13. She can walk it
So-
off.
Mm.
All right, so you blast the sword in her hand, and you watch as her arm jerks back, and the sword is a two-handed sword, and a lot of times you see her kind of swinging it one-handed around. She's got some pretty decent biceps, so the sword kind of begins to slide out of her hand, and in the large grip, you watch it slide an inch or two, but she holds fast, keeping it in her hand.
Well, I'm gonna have to shoot her in the leg then, because I have extra attack.
You're gonna shoot her in the leg?
Bro, what do you want me to do? I know she's not that good. We just healed her for
You-
23 points. I got spared to die. It's fine.
All right.
Like, I'm sorry, but she started it, man. 29 to hit.
Hits.
And 11 points of damage.
All right, she slumps back to the ground.
Oh, thank God.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I walk over, spare the dying.
Arnold, This isn't how we do things.
I'm not following his commands. He is not the leader.
I don't need to be a leader. I want to stay alive.
Well, stay alive somewhere else. I don't attack our friends. We could have handled that any other way. We have sleep spells. We have all kinds of things. What is wrong with you?
Well,
Right.
Can I go over to Tabitha? And he just kind of like lifts her up and he will cast cure wounds. Can I do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Burke approaches Tabitha and he just like gives her a hug and says, "It's okay. We're here now." And you see these butterflies like kind of all converging on Tabitha and explode in this blue powder that glistens on the air. And I will cast it at 4th level. So
Okay.
she gets 20 plus 10, so 30 health back.
So she again, awakes and has this look of panic on her face.
It's okay.
So you're observant, and I know that what do you call it? Nebula is very perceptive. So
I
both
do want
of
to
you,
point out Nebula is interposing herself in between Tabitha and Arnold and probably isn't facing Tabitha.
okay. So both of you can make either an insight or perception check. Your call.
14. I am not using inspiration on that because, like I said, Nebula probably isn't looking.
Okay.
I got a natural 20 for 24.
All right. What check were you making?
Insight.
All right. So her glance goes, with this panicked, while she is taking in the lot of you, her eyes are looking past the lot of you towards the statue as she's kind of reaching out for the handle of her sword that clearly when she was dropped unconscious, it fell to the ground. So it's close, but she is trying to grab it.
What's wrong, Tabitha? What about the statue?
what is the statue again?
It is an Aarakocra that has that looks like an Aarakocra wizard that has, or spellcaster, if you will, that has the head of a goose and its eyes are jewels.
Is that the geese?
But she's trying to grab her sword, and she's kind of struggling in your grasp.
Oh, okay. Take your sword, go destroy the statue if that's what you want to do, I guess.
So you don't stop her from getting the sword?
I will stop. I mean, assuming there's not like a bear. I don't know. I don't think the sword's near me, is it?
I would
No,
like.
I mean, you took your shot from.
Yeah. I'll just point out. I understand how you all are feeling, but the sword. You gotta see what she does with it.
I would like to use my bonus action if that's okay.
Sure.
I will tell Hefty, Hefty, kill the geese. And then Hefty's gonna just like womp on the statue. Like,
all right.
Hardcore.
First and foremost, are Hefty's attacks considered magical?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
And he gets double of them because I have the which one is it? I think it's Primal Fury, Bestial Fury. It can make 2 attacks, or it can take multi-attack if it has the action.
All right.
So yes. So Hefty will attack the thing. So his attack is a maul, and that's what he's going to do. So he needs to roll oh, it just has my okay, I see. That's my proficiency plus. So we'll do that. Oh my gosh, I got another natural 20.
Nice. Well, that clearly hits.
So he hits.
He's a siege monster.
He is a siege monster. He's a great little fluffy siege monster of doom. Right there, don't you know? All right, so I roll this. That's 4 plus 2, 6 plus my proficiency bonus is 11. So he does 11 points of damage with the first hit.
Okay.
And then I'll roll another attack. And that's 8 plus 5 plus 2. So that's 15 to hit.
That's gonna miss.
Oh no.
I mean, it's not moving, so like, he'll rake at it or maul at it, but it doesn't cause any additional damage.
That's fair. Also anything that's been mauled by him has to make a I think it's a strength save. Oh no, it's if he's charged towards it. I guess he charged towards it. I don't know. Did he charge towards it?
I mean, he could have.
So like it might have to make a strength save or be knocked prone.
Yeah, this is not knocked prone.
Okay. I didn't know if it was built into the ground or not. So okay, well he's commanded Hefty says, "Good boy, get it, evil geese."
All right, so we'll just kind of continue with the initiative that we had. Nebula, what are you doing?
I am gonna like give a quick eyeball first to everybody's health situation. Like how's Tabitha and how's Arnold? Because I don't know if any of us actually hit him or not.
No.
Tabitha, I would say, is definitely beyond bloodied, having just gained consciousness and only has 30 hit points.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna cure wounds again. God, I hate wasting spell slots.
So I'm going because of where she is still on the ground. You have advantage, but you're gonna need to make an attack roll because she is not viewing you as an ally.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is she's refusing medical treatment.
I mean,
I don't feel like I would peel back quite quickly enough to, you know what, I have a point of inspiration. Okay, so it's gonna be an 18.
18 will hit.
Cool. All right, I didn't realize that the little thing where the dice go. Okay, 16 points. That's
Okay.
all the dice rolled low. I'm very disappointed. But yeah, I didn't realize that like the little screen that pops up on D&D Beyond was like actually a whole pop-up and that I couldn't just click around the little windows.
All right. Are you doing anything else?
Bardic Inspiration, Enzo.
Okay. Enzo, what are you doing?
Well, I trust in the wisdom that is Hefty, and I will unleash my fury upon the geese.
Okay.
All right. I am going to take the -5.
Okay.
Does a 20? Well, that's going to be a 20. That is going to be a 16.
16 connects with the statue but does not do damage.
Okay. What about a 21?
21 will hit.
Okay, so that's going to be 11, 17 plus. I'm going to use a superiority die.
Okay.
I'll try and push the statue. No, I don't want to push it because it's near. I will try tripping it, even though I do not believe it's going to work.
Sure.
Does it trip?
It does not trip.
Son of a bitch. It's got legs like iron. So that is 26 points of damage. And I believe I get another shot.
All right. So your blade slices into the the marble stone, cutting quite deeply, but it is still standing.
Okay, so that is a 20. And these are magic, of course.
Yep.
That is going to be 19. I will use another superiority die. For another 25 points of damage.
All right. So how does this thrown dagger crumple this statue?
I think you said it's got the head of a goose, right? Does it have a goose neck?
Yes.
So I think he just keeps striking the same spot in the neck, so the neck kind of cracks and the head falls off.
All right. So as the head of the statue kind of falls to the ground, the two gem eyes kind of scatter and clink across the stone ground, swirling around in opposite directions. The body begins to crumple, but it's almost sickening that as the head falls, you notice that within the stone there is blood kind of pumping out of the neck, that this statue probably used to be something alive.
Ha! You will no longer have a hold upon Tabitha, geese.
But as the statue's head tumbles to the ground and the gemstones move out of the eyes, the panic in Tabitha disappears. She's breathing like she just did a full aerobics course in the second between the the statue's head falling off, as she looks around at all of you, like, now with not panic but concern and worry. How?
It was not on purpose. You gotta understand. I didn't want to. He just keeps apologizing. Well,
You're dealing with a lot of trauma.
Well,
she looks, Nebula, you just were curing her. She looks from you to Arnold and she's like, who's he?
So this guy, he's joined our, oh, you don't remember. Okay. So when we got put here, he joined our party and they've had this, but all right. I am not 100% if you were under mind control or if they've got a simulacrum of you that's been like terrorizing us.
But let's back up. Let's back up. Tabitha, what's the last thing you remember?
We were about to leave the prize booth and we heard a weird voice. Where
Okay.
are we?
A lot has happened since then. We all got shunted off to a place called Outcast,
Cast off.
Cast Off. Not to be confused with Outcast. Where
Hey,
we
yeah.
where we were forced to participate in evil game shows, hosted by no one other than yourself, and you're actually the villain in this story. Um, and we were forced to entertain the dark web. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah.
Basically. And apparently you were mind controlled, but even though you were mind controlled, you reached out to me in your dreams to say, "Hey, I was being mind controlled." And Hefty, I believe, deduced that you were under the effect of a goose, which he communicated to Burke to allow us to know how to free you. Does that sound about right?
Close.
Yeah, pretty much. Hefty's very smart.
This seems rather far-fetched.
Okay, then how do you explain the goose and the cave and the hippo?
I honestly don't know what to make of all of this. I am sore all over. And like you can close up, like Tabitha doesn't really wear armor, but like all of her movements now, when she's acting of what seems to be her own free will, everything seems to be moving slower than normal, and she's not graceful by any means. So she is certainly struggling. You can like her arms were trussed up, and that alone is not exactly a comfortable thing to be left like that for a while. And clearly her body had taken some damage prior to that because she was beaten unconscious. Now you guys have healed her some, but that strain doesn't just disappear.
Come on, you should get a rest.
Oh,
We should get you out of here.
Food.
So how do we get out?
Right. Oh, we should probably get the people in the other cages too.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're there and not like in the village, or like examining the people in the cages and consulting Arnold? Are they people that went missing here in Castoff?
Yep. Seems to be 60 to 80% of the people who never came home.
Oh shit. Oh Lord. All right. Bust up my
That
thieves'
sounds to me
tools.
like we got a raid party.
Mm-hmm.
Bust up my thieves' tools, man.
So
I am completely willing to just stand behind Arnold and like pocket heal him if there's more like weird shadow damage. By the way, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Bobby.
oh, you're fine.
I'm just gonna tell them to come out. Like, hey, come out. But
Wow.
seriously though,
Everyone in the cages are in some kind of stasis. They're not moving. It's not like they're getting up and walking around or interacting. They're just lying there. They don't even appear to be breathing.
So
shit.
well, Arnold, if you can see who's alive and who's not, let's start there. And I will help feed them and whatever else we need. And I will give Tabitha 2 good berries and say, eat these. They're very good, and I'm much better at good berry. These are great berries.
And how much a piece are they?
4 each.
4 each?
Yep. Life clerics, man.
Yep. So she'll
Belize is
she'll consume
very gracious.
she'll consume both of them. She looks around, and at this point in time there is now the little flying cloud hovering near her and the sword kind of lying on the ground. But she's still like she's health-wise looking better, but she is still struggling to understand everything that's happened here.
Do you remember the cloud?
No, what is it?
You used to ride it. You would stand on it when you taunted us.
Seems more showy than I would typically care to do.
Yeah, we thought so too, but we really don't know who you were before you died, so there was a lot of unanswered questions. I put a hand on Arnold's shoulder. Here, you open the cage and let me go in, my friend. You've already put your life in harm's way enough.
I have
So-
a rope. Maybe I can lasso them out.
That's not necessary. It only went off once, so I can probably tank it.
So you open up all the cages. You're able to get to all of the people that are not moving. They all appear alive, but they're all in stasis. There's no additional traps or what have you that go off, but
Oh, thank God.
you don't readily see any means of waking them out of their stasis.
I pop open some moonshine.
My
Will this
friend-
kick you?
That is an answer
Hold
to many
on.
things, but I don't think it's an answer to this.
Then I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Put him back away.
It's more of a putting them into stasis than taking them out.
Never mind. That is not what that is not what regenerate is for. All right. I'm gonna keep scrolling my spell list. Go on.
Nebula,
Yes.
you're much more observant and skillful than I am. So if I let you borrow Hefty with his many enhanced senses, do you think that you could find us a way to get everybody safely out of here? Or possibly sabotage any sort of spying or anything? Because I can only cast non-detection on a very small area, about that big from there to there, and that's not very much.
Okay. As far as us being watched, I will send Freddie and David to like start just circling the area. Oh, hold on. So sorry. Circling the area and keeping an eye out for anything that might be keeping an eye out for us.
Sure.
And then in the meanwhile, I will absolutely see if I can find something to hitch to Hefty to like start dragging people with us. Like if I can find like a big tarp or maybe like knock down some of the bars and like retrofit them. Like, I don't know.
So
Like you tell me what is in the room.
there is not much. With maybe some kind of makeshift deal, you could try to disassemble the cots and try to make something, but we're talking about a couple dozen bodies.
You know
So
what?
this
I have some rope, and when I carry things, I count as a large creature. Maybe I can help Hefty out.
All right. So how many can we get between the two of them?
Well, I mean, you know, Hefty's pretty big, so like the fact that these things are stasis, if you were to secure bodies to Hefty, I could say he could easily carry 4. If you wanted to shove people on top of people, I'd be willing to go as much as 7, but I would slow him down and would not be good for the bodies, but that's entirely up to you guys.
Okay, we can't leave them here because there's no way that the people that put them here don't know what we just did after we smashed that statue. So I will keep Freddie here. I will take David with me. I am going to go further into the compound and see if I can find anything in the other room.
I will
Right,
go
well,
with.
there was the second room, that you hadn't opened the door yet, and you would still have access to that.
Yeah, I opened that door.
All right, so this room it opens up, the stone dissolves away, just like the first door, and it opens up into a large room. Are you familiar with the term astrolabe?
Yes.
All right, so that is what you see here, and it's massive. Lots of orbs floating around on metal wires. At a glance, you are not certain exactly what this is, but as the thing continues to move, I'm not even going to make you roll because I know how good at tech you are. This seems to be the brain of whatever this place is, and you got the ability to interact with it and try to see what's going on.
I lean over and mutter, ask me what the Great Conjunction is before I walk into the interface.
All right. So give me a tech check.
Dirty 20.
All right. So with that, there are a lot of layers to this program, and like you can even kind of track back to the fail safe that triggered you guys here. Now, whoever made this, pretty intelligent, and you're talented. You know what you're doing. You can get out. You can open a doorway that'll last for a short duration, and you could just flee, but you can only do it once.
So we need to bring everyone else back here.
That is what you if you want to save everybody else that is in cast off, you would have to get them here.
Okay, then that's the game. I'm going to take something from this room because I have teleport.
Okay.
And I would like to be able to recall myself back. I can't take everyone back here, but it would be good to be able to get back here easily.
Sure.
So I will take an item from this room to use as a focus to do that, so I don't have to make a stupid roll and risk not getting here.
Sure.
That said, I can take up to 8 of the people in the next room with me that way. And if we get a rest in, then coming back becomes a little easier. So if we can get, I mean, it's not going to be good for them to tether them to Hefty like that, but like that's 15. So we'd need to figure out something for about 9 more of them.
Question, Ted,
So-
point of order.
Yeah.
Are we talking about we need to open the portal here or open the portal there? Like
from this astrolabe, you can open a door there.
there. So we have to get everybody there.
You have to get everybody to the astrolabe to get out.
Okay. So we have to get people from the village to here, not the other
Yep.
way around.
Correct.
How many people are still in the village?
60 something.
60. Oh my goodness.
Which means that we're going to have a
They
big
better
move.
huff it. They better huff it, man. So, regarding this current situation with the people in stasis,
Yep.
D&D Beyond's telling me Arnold can carry 300 pounds, or push or drag or lift 600 pounds.
All right. So, you could carry 2 people or drag 4.
So that's not
Safely
real.
drag somebody.
I don't think that matters that much because what I gather is you said you can keep the portal open for a short amount of time. Can you define that for us? 10 minutes?
Tops, couple minutes.
Okay. So if we get everyone from the village here, we open it and then we have plenty of people to go through.
That's
Yes.
true, and plenty of people to carry sleeping people.
But the question is, how long? Like, is the window of opportunity for us to be able to open the window going to go away? So, like, I mean,
Well-
maybe teleporting to the village and being like, "This is where you need to go," and we wait for them, and we kind of like hold this location.
I have an idea. Ted, can I try something weird?
It depends upon what you want to try. I'm willing to hear
Okay.
anything.
So, like, for context, right? I love the Chronicles of Narnia. and I really like the movie that they came out with Lionsgate and stuff like that. And so
Mhm.
I kind of want to pull like the trees. Like, are there plants that I can use Speak with Plants to convey a message to Thorn, who is in the village right now from the talent show, and
So
get him to tell
he
everybody?
was in the town, and you can affect an area. So like there is not a continuous line of plants that you would be able to try and play whisper down the lane with things that are not, intelligent enough to, make sure the message is repeated exactly and correctly, and convey it to something that they don't necessarily know.
Mhm.
So it would be a gamble of what exactly that would be across miles of terrain.
Okay. So Nebula,
Mhm.
if Thorn is the focus of all the magic here, is there a way we can get something to message him to then tell the other villagers and get them all to come here?
I can send a couple of you back. I'm sure it'll take you at least long enough for me to get a rest in on your way back. Like, as long as a couple of you stay here to help me hold position.
Funny thing, I can imbue a tiny object, kind of turn it into like a tape recorder. It only lasts for the message has to be 6 seconds long. Literally just long enough to make a YouTube short, a quick one. Like, so I can take something that's mundane and then make it magical to
So,
be like a tape recorder.
so you've got like the spell create TikTok.
Kind of. It's an artificer ability
It's
called.
very good.
Could he use David or Freddie maybe since they fly?
You can actually make a couple of those, so you could like do different messages.
Oh shit! I hope they go in the right order. Etchin 1, 2, 3. Stay tuned for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. Um. So yeah. 6 second recorder, emit order, visual message, 25 words of text. So the question is, what do you want to make it?
Well, I mean, Nebula could technically just teleport there and just tell them, and then
I could,
and then
yes.
come
But
back and we hold the fort.
all right,
Nah,
are you guys willing to do that?
I am.
yeah, absolutely.
Tabitha, are you coming with me or staying with them?
Well,
Uh,
I don't know.
you
I
might
don't
not
know
be that welcome.
everything. I don't know everything that you guys claimed I did here. So would
Yeah,
it be safe for me to go
probably
wherever we're
not.
going?
And you'll probably be more restful here. So I guess what that means is I'm going back to get the villagers, and you guys are just gonna have to tuck in and do your best to hold the fort. And I'll be back with reinforcements.
I think that's our best course of action.
Okay. Okay. I check back and make sure that I have the item from the room, and I'm gonna start setting up to do the teleport.
Okay. So you're familiar enough with cast off that you pull out your magic and whisk away across the terrain. Are you going alone, or are you bringing anybody with you?
Anyone that wants to come with me can come with me, as long as you guys like leave at least enough people to like hold down this location. We don't know what might be coming. It is the dangerous place.
All right, so
If
anybody going with Nebula?
No,
Well,
I think Nebula, like if Nebula's going to hook up with Ironbark and the whole town,
Right.
so I feel like that should be enough.
Yeah, I'm getting the raid party.
look at it coming on the 5th day.
So, like, when Nebula does this, is it a raid rave or is it just a raid?
So what does it look like when Nebula uses teleport?
All right. So it basically looks like I don't know if any of you play World of Warcraft, but like there's a spell that's like basically just a bunch of blue letters that like the blue dragonflight does. It looks kind of like that, like digital code like sort of around her, and then she like sort of dissipates into it and then rematerializes the same way on the other side.
So where do you appear?
Um Probably right in the middle of everything because I'm a dramatic bitch like that.
All right, so give me a general persuasion check, and given the nature of your message, I'm going to say you have advantage. And based off of what this role looks like, I'm going to give you some narrative control of how this scene goes. So give me a roll.
Okay, with advantage, that's a 19.
It's a 19. So it is not a perfect reception that everybody ultimately believes you, right off the bat. So you tell me, as you appear in this town, this makeshift settlement of cast off, uh, where do you start? You just start telling everybody? Do you look
Yeah.
for
I tell them to go get everyone to gather them up because I have an announcement to make. I will tell them all at once. And when people start naysaying me, I will start giving them details that they didn't tell us about the people that were missing.
Okay. So it takes a little bit of time to gather everyone. And when you say everyone, they think, oh, everyone who's currently here. So that's who collects together. So you've got about, roughly 40 to 50 people, kind of gathered at, food area, if you will, the center of town, where you guys recently had your talent show. And the large minotaur that you guys talked to when you first got here that has been a little standoffish. He's not sitting, but he's standing there, waiting to hear what it is that you have to say. So what is your spiel?
All right. So we have made it through the mountains and we found that alcove we were looking for. We found the control center. We can get out. We can get all of us out. But we need to go there. It can only happen in that room. We found the people that were missing, at least most of them. There have got to be like 25, 26 people in stasis in that place. They had our friend Tabitha. We snapped her out of it. She's okay now. So when we get there, like she's there, but she's on our side now. She's not going to hurt you. But we need to go and we need to get there quickly enough that they can't ruin this.
So the Minotaur, Aromax, stands up. You said you've seen some of our people?
Yes.
And he kind of grills you. So it's not a high DC, but I want an intelligence check to see how well you recall certain details about some of these people, to see how convincing your descriptions of them can be, especially since they didn't talk.
I have a question, not to interrupt, apologies, but could I retroactively give her a bunch of talking things with my voice on it to be like, hey, Max is going to be a hard ass. Here, take these things.
Sure. So what speaking stones are you looking to, pass along?
Well, it's any object, but it's like, hey, Max, there's a bunch of things, and you're not going to believe it, but I need you to trust me on this one. We have then the next one happens. And I start describing.
I was also having Freddie and David like circulate throughout the room the entire time. Is
Mhm.
it possible that they have footage I can show?
Uh, I can say that you're intelligent enough to have done a little bit of that.
I got a 17, by the way.
Okay. Um, so there's a little bit of hesitance. Your skill and magic are quite quite high. So it is possible that some of this is magic and illusion. If we were to get everyone and march to the mountains where we have lost so many before, we could be ruined to a one.
We could.
How certain are you that we can get out and everyone out if we were to do as you said?
Enough that if we fail in the attempt and I somehow survive it, I will willingly let you kill me. On my life, I am sure.
Wow. Should most of us die and you live, it would not bring me pleasure to kill yet another that
That's fair.
I
All
call
right.
friend.
I
But
think that it is
your sentiment convinces me. And he looks to the following, the group. Gather that which you so desire. Gather that which you so desire to take from this place. It is possible that though some have been here a long time, we are to go back to the life we had before. We must gather the rest, and that is when he leans down to the little halfling. He says, "Find them all, especially the Trent, and we will begin making our preparations. When do you wish to set out?"
as soon as everybody is properly ready, I will take this time to, I guess, formulate a plan of marching because I've been through those mountains. I know what the terrain looks like. And I think
Sure.
if we plan a little bit in advance and set ourselves up so that we're not walking all willy-nilly, we'll have a much better chance of surviving this.
Sure.
So that's what I'm going to do.
So this so weird use of the skill, but I feel it does fit. Give me a history check.
You know, when I said that tech wasn't my best skill, history is.
I correlate history almost
32.
to like 32. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You have got a perfect remembrance of the trails. Why is history your best skill?
I have no idea. Like I don't know. It's one of the skills that I have like a double proficiency in, so I get a plus 14 to it, and I rolled an 18.
That is absolutely incredible. All right, so you begin formulating a plan, and you can picture it exactly as to the trail and everything. In fact, you can shave time off, by taking the time to prep as to how to bring such a large force. And with roughly 60 some people, there's not much that's going to be willing to disturb the lot of you.
All right, I'm gonna put our like tired and weak on the inside, get the stronger looking people on the outside. I will lead from the front and make sure the rear is taken up by somebody who is raring to go and ready to punch something in the face. Like I'm full on like general mode right now.
All right. So within a couple hours, the people have made makeshift bags or what have you to gather all the things that they're gonna take with. Um, the Trent has already begun moving in that direction, but he's significantly slower than the rest of you guys. Um, so it won't be long before the group winds up passing passing him. But you'll make some distance. With everyone gathered, you can see that the sides of your marching column are flanked by the hunters, the seekers, if you will. What is it? What's her name? Saranza. Stalkers, not seekers. Has given them kind of instructions as to be on the lookout, and they're not like marching right next to it. There's like a good 40-50 feet to either side. This is not a column of ill-prepared people. Most of the people who have lived in Cast Off have had a time or two had to be hunters. It's been a harsh life, so there's no waifs here. Back in the mountains, you guys have several hours have gone by. What is it that you guys are doing to pass the time?
Hopefully taking a short rest. I could use some HP back.
Well, you definitely get the short rest.
Burke will burn all of his first level spell slots to make a total of 30 more good berries, which
Okay.
he will distribute among all of the people so that like they can be in a much healthier state.
Are you talking about the stasis people?
Yeah, are they like waking up or no?
Not at all.
Oh, okay. Well, then hey, Ansel, could we maybe make juice out of these and like pour it to them so that they can have nourishment? Is that a good idea?
Well, I don't know how your magic berries work, but could you maybe just squeeze one in each one's mouth?
Oh, we
But
could try
also,
that. Yeah.
but also they're in stasis, so like nothing good or bad is happening to them right now. So I would say they don't really need anything.
Mm,
Um,
that's
they're here, they're comfortable, and so hopefully when we leave this place, whatever's got them in stasis, we'll get them out, or at least if it doesn't, would when we get back into when we get back into the other world or into our world, our technology and medicine will be able to heal them and get them out of it.
well, that's a good idea. Well, then let's just make them comfortable. And I'll start like brushing Hefty and making a pile of Ganchuan fur that we can just like throw people on.
Um,
So, I guess the only thing I would suggest is that we just kind of take up guarding positions and kind of do little patrols.
yeah.
So are you
Um,
staying within the little alcove, or are you heading out at all into like the greater part of the mountain?
I would say just to the entrance, kind of like to try and observe what we can see from there.
I'm gonna stay
Okay.
close to the people because I don't want anything just jumping them.
Sure. So as the time ticks away, it's been a handful of hours. You guys have had as many short rests as you really care to use. Spend whatever hit dice you decide or refresh abilities. Um, and from the vantage point, if you look out. Normally you can see, the fact, oh, that area over there, just like you can see up to a mountain, you can see down to a village. And you can see by now there are dots that are moving towards the mountains from the village. You don't know exactly how many, you don't know the details, but looks like the plans are going well according to plan. The time begins to tick away, and eventually the figures get closer and closer, and you now have the ability to begin to make out details as, like I said, hours and hours pass as the troop, the dozens of people from Castoff have made their way to the base of the mountains. Nebula, how do you lead these people up this, trek of a path that you can expertly remember?
Well, my biggest concern, I mean, we have definitely drawn down attention. Everything that could have possibly noticed us will have noticed us. There's like 61 people here. So I am more concerned with the fact that it is going to be arduous than I am with the fact that it is going to be dangerous. So I'm going to start us a work song, like a sea shanty or something, and
Okay.
try and get other people doing it with me so that it passes a little quicker.
So where do you see yourself in the column? Because it's with this many
I
people.
lead from the front.
Okay.
If there's trouble, I want to
you...
blunder into it first.
Sure. And are you solely focused forward, or do you keep looking back to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to?
I have Freddie and David back there monitoring the situation for me so that I will know if something goes wrong.
So
not because I think anything is going to happen with them, but because I think that maybe things will try to reach out of the swamp and cause a problem.
Sure. Well, the swamp went away.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. You guys are now you're climbing the mountains, and when I say climbing, it's not like climbing, but you're winding up the path. And Freddie and David, they don't get much in the way of warning, but something does materialize out of the ground. Where are you? So literally coming out of the ground, maybe 50 feet from the back of the column, seems a huge spectral creature. Probably the, same size as the Be Here Chimera, but this one is entirely ghostly. Very much, looking like a typical chimera with, the goat and the dragon and the lion, but much larger in size, and as I said, spectral. And as it kind of climbs out of the ground, it does give off a roar. And as the back of the column turns and looks, a handful of the people just get this, look of absolute terror on their face. The blood drains out of it, and they don't care who's in front of them. They just start charging forward, and your nice cohesive unit begins to break down.
Okay, I want to try and get a handle on this.
Sure.
Right. So I am gonna like shrill whistle, like let the people in the front who are not panicking know to stay, like keep going, and I'm gonna start moving back through the column.
Okay.
And like as I'm going, like just remind them to stay orderly, not to panic, because not panicking is how we survive. I'm gonna like get back there. I'm gonna stare this thing in the eye myself.
All right. So those of you who were at the mountains, seeing this happening, whoever is on patrol would be able to see, and at this point in time, hear the panic rising from the column as people begin shouting and charging forward.
Maybe we keep up the work song that we had going a little bit harder so that the beat can kind of like give them something to hang on to.
Sure. So you can make it to the back, but as you're kind of working your way through this column, this thing is like it's not move. It's clearly got the ability to move faster, but it's clearly now like stalking forward. It's
Okay, how far away is it?
so it would be 30 feet from you at this point in time.
Fireball. Like toward the back of
Okay.
it so I don't get any of my friends in it.
Sure. I mean, it's not close enough. Like you could drop it so that 30 feet hits you and you wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't hurt anybody else.
You don't even know most of these people. Can you really call them friends?
We've been working with them. We survived together. Like how quickly do you become ride or die with someone when you've been in the dungeon? Let's be honest.
All right. So what is your damage?
52.
52. So this thing doesn't seem to be entirely there, and it seems much more nimble than you expect. So it does not do anywhere near the damage that you were expecting to happen. So, i.e., it passed its saving throw and then resisted your fire.
Oh, so like did I not do any at all?
Oh, I mean, you did 13.
You did half of half.
All right.
Yes, it took half of the half.
I'm gonna do my best not to look cowed here because I'm trying to like keep it together for the column, but oh my god.
Are we aware of this up on the ledge?
I did say as much, yes.
Okay, let me know when I can do a thing.
I don't think
well, it's going to
Arnold
be
is aware,
initiative.
right?
Okay.
Arnold's not aware of what's happening, right?
Whoever was on patrol would be able to alert the people in the cave. So you three decide amongst yourselves as to who is on patrol and how you're handling, notification.
Initiative 12, by the way.
I think Burke was probably on patrol because I got a natural 20 for my initiative.
What was that, Dave?
5.
Damn, Bobby. Promote that die.
D&D Beyond loves me tonight because I've been rolling with my
yeah.
I've been rolling with my my Baldur's Gate 3 dice all night long, and they just love me.
It does just really like to give you all high and all low, doesn't it? Sorry.
What do you have, Burke?
A 22 total.
And what about you there, Arnold?
13.
I mean, when I roll my physical dice, I get middling, but D&D Beyond, man, it just decides I'm either going to save or suck.
Well, it knows when we're streaming, so, free advertisements.
Burke, what's your dex?
My dex is a +2.
What is your number?
14.
Roll a d6 for me.
Oh, dear Lord. 5.
What did you get?
5.
All right, so what are you doing there, Burke?
So Burke will shout, "Danger!" And he jumps on Hefty, right? So I'm riding Hefty. I will use my action to cast Jump on Hefty.
Okay.
And then I shout, charge! And I want Hefty to like grasshopper bounce as quick as he can to the danger and to Nebula specifically.
Okay. All right. So it's going to take several rounds of movement to get through the column and down the winding path to where Nebula is. But like you could get into bow range probably next round.
Okay, I will do that. Is the jump helping or not really?
Not really.
Oh, I wasn't sure if I could like jump ledges and stuff.
I'm
Well,
just
I mean,
imagining
like,
you
are
like in
are you,
emoji.
are you casting jump on Hefty or on yourself?
On Hefty, and I'm riding him.
Okay.
So
All right,
he's
sure.
like grasshoppering.
Sure. So I'll if you want to have him like jump down a level, I think that could kind of work and get you in this round.
Okay, sure, let's go. So Hefty, go for it. I want him to jump on the thing if I can. I don't know if that's.
I mean, like you could get to within bow range this round. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, sure. I'll get within bow range and do a thing. So let me know when I can do a thing.
Yeah, I mean this would be. Oh, it's your action to cast jump. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you'd be able. You're in bow range now, but you're out of action. So
Okay. So I guess I'm out of anything I can really do for
all
the
right.
moment. So, yeah. I will just do that.
All right. I'm throwing my dice on the ground. That's not helpful. All right. So since you got in this thing's face, it decides to rear up on you there, Nebula.
Okay.
My lowest attack is a 24.
Everything hits. My AC is 12.
Oh,
but are
okay.
any of them spells?
No.
Okay, let's go.
What is your max hit points?
87.
87?
Mm-hmm. It will be a good death.
Healer on the way, Robin. Healer on the way.
Oh God, you guys had better hope I don't die. None of the rest of you know how to open the gates.
All right, so this thing lashes out with bites and claws for 59 points of damage.
Okay. Are we doing mass damage rules? Like that's over half my health.
We are not.
Okay.
Yeah, no instant need to see if you die. But it is on top of you. Arnold, you're up, sir.
So I said I was with the people before. If I was to just use my movement, that's not going to be enough to even be anywhere close.
What's the range on your gun?
My gun has a range of. Hold on, go back up. Sorry, my gun has a max range of 120, but my crossbow has 320.
You could get within crossbow range. You're like 250 away.
Yeah.
As the people are charging up the mountains.
Alrighty. So I'll get within crossbow range, and I'm going to attack. And Let's see if it hits. There's an 18 gonna hit.
What was that number?
18.
18 just hits.
Yes.
We now know the AC. Huzzah.
Okay, so that does 8 damage, but I'm also gonna use Astral Spark.
Okay.
So that'll do an additional 5.
All right, so 13.
Because I took that short rest, I want to see if I have a grit. If I have anything useful for the gritting. Yeah. Actually, that's just for guns. So I'm gonna keep on shooting away as I was normally. Crossbow.
Okay.
I'm keeping track of the arrows, so 17.
It's gonna miss.
Alrighty, so I'm probably gonna wait to do axe and surgery things when I get closer. But
Okay.
yeah, that's my turn.
So when you complete your turn, this thing surges kind of through you, Nebula, and is moving towards the back of the column, trying to get close to more living things than a singular Eladrin. Nebula, you are up, and first thing I need you to do is make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. I have +0 to that, so let's go. 13.
13. You are frightened.
Okay. So that just means I can't get closer to it, right?
You cannot go closer to it. And it is 30 feet away from you and in between you and where you guys can get out of here.
But if I chuck a fireball into its back, that's fine, right?
Sure.
Yep.
I do that.
You can't just move towards it. Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh. It failed its saving throw.
37.
37. So that's 18.
And I bonus action Bardic Inspiration Bart. Burke.
Okay.
I should know this by now.
After Nebula is Enzo.
250 feet away, you said?
Yep.
Down?
Well, 220 now because it moved forward.
Okay. Are we high enough where there's a ledge that I can just take a running swan dive off of?
Sure.
That's what I'm doing. As I do, I scream Nebula, and I'm
my sound cut off whatever you scream. So
I'm pretty sure it was my name.
yes, yeah.
Oh.
As I do, I'm just gonna unleash a barrage of darts. And
okay.
I will, as I'll wait until I get close.
Sure.
And I'm taking the penalty.
Okay.
Well, that's gonna be a miss on the first one. Oh no, this is bad. This is really bad. Yep. So all 3 were misses. Bonus action. 18 was the number, right?
18 is the number. Yep.
All right, so we get 1 hit. Is there an ally near?
Yeah, it's kind of, if you count the people of cast off as allies, yes.
Yeah, so we're at 13. I'll use a superiority die to use, well, I guess I don't think it's going to be scary, but I'll try it anyway. Menacing attack, which is a 17 wisdom save. So that was a total of 13, 19, 29 points of damage. And I will action surge.
Okay.
That's a 20, 30, 20, so that'll hit. For 18, another menacing strike. For a total of 21. Another dart. Well, we're doing much better this time. That's a 24. For 18 plus another menacing strike. For a total of 23, and the final attack is a 22. I think we did that the first time around, and I will. Okay, so that's going to be 20 plus another menacing strike. Can it be scared?
No,
I didn't think
it is.
so.
It is not. It is not menaced.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So that one was 29 points of damage. You got anything you want to do, Nebula?
What, like as a reaction?
Yes. Don't you have Featherfall?
Oh, God, I really hope you. Yeah, I guess I do. Can I cast that on you? Yes, within range. Are you in 60 feet of me?
Eventually, he will be.
All right, well, then I will
Well-
prepare Featherfall for when Enzo is within 60 feet of me.
Quick question. Is he in 60 feet of me?
At one point in time in the dive, he would be 60 feet from you and then 60 feet from her.
Because I have Featherfall as well. Just
I
wondering,
mean,
well-
like,
at first I was just gonna soak the damage and see how it went. I mean, 20d6, how bad could it be? But then I remembered, wait a minute, they had Featherfall.
So, all right. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So it will blaze through the group of people and get within proximity of you, Enzo.
I feel noticed.
Well, I mean,
it's all anyone could really want, right? To be noticed.
you dropped over 100 points of damage on it. So,
Yeah. Fuck that
Mark,
guy.
you're up.
Okay. Can I jump on the thing and can Hefty jump on it?
Dude, it's a ghost.
It is a ghost. But you can move and attempt to do so this time if you want.
Okay, I want to do that. So
Okay.
for my action, when I touch it, I want to do a thing.
Okay. What are you looking to do?
I want to cast a 4th level inflict wounds.
Okay.
So I will cast it, and then inflict wounds is a roll. So that's a 22 to hit.
Okay.
And ooh, that's nice. 26 necrotic damage. This scene is anime as hell. I'm not even gonna lie. I love it. So like Burke is gonna like push off Hefty and just like and like these butterflies like kind of swarm his hand, and it just turns like skeletal and like the like black and see-through like Halloween costume skeleton, and he touches it, and then like this black energy just pours out of his forearm and into the thing.
And I'm not certain what effect you were looking for, but the necrotic energy surges through this thing, and it seems like it roars in triumph as you release necrotic energy into it.
Oh no. Heals from it. That's bad. So when he lands, he's just like, oh no, that was bad. Hefty, get him. And Hefty will charge because I'm charging, because I'm moving more than 60 feet.
Sure.
So he will charge, which will let me.
How much did you heal him?
I'm gonna use my inspiration for that.
Was 26.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It negated one of your attacks.
Gosh, my inspiration gave me a nat 1. That's not helpful. So that's that plus 2. So it's 18.
18 hits.
Okay. So we're still in business. Sorry, I'm trying to find where his. I keep having to go back to my features bit to get to Hefty's stat block. Beast of Land. Here we go. So I roll a D8 and a D6. All right, that's not great, Jan. So that's 4 plus 2 is 6 plus my proficiency bonus, which is 5. So 11 damage.
Okay.
Not great, Jan. But he does get 2 attacks. So I'll go for a second attack. Because I can do that. So it's my spell thing plus 2, I think. So we'll do that. Oh my gosh, that's a 2. That's only a 13. That's not hitting.
Nope.
Man, now it hates me, by the way, guys. Now my dice hate me now that I'm like in range. Oh, I didn't add Nebula's inspiration though. So 13 plus, is it a D8, Robin?
Oh God, let me go check. I am not the one that ever has to roll these. It's a D10.
D10. Let's roll a D10. See if we get it. 8. So that's 8 plus 13, 21.
18's the number.
21 to hit.
That will hit.
Yes. Okay, Nebula, thank you. You made it work. So
Teamwork. Sorry, I've been watching too many children's cartoons.
that's so much better. 12 plus 2, 14 plus 5, 19. There we go. 19 damage. Something. And it's just magic slashing damage.
Sure.
So Hefty's gonna like rake his many claws from his 6 feet down this thing as he lands.
All right. So as you land within proximity of this thing, the multiple heads kind of snap and lash out at the lot of you, and even though this thing is not alive, you can see the spectral chest cavity swell. And I need Burke, Hefty, and Enzo to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Constitution, okay.
Because it's death breath.
Okay, so 19. I don't know what Hefty's Constitution modifier is. I got a 19.
I got a 17.
And Hefty has same thing, I guess. So we'll just do that. And Hefty got a 15.
All right, so Hefty and Enzo are going to take 58 points of necrotic damage.
I'm going to re-roll that with
my
Indomitable.
Gosh.
And you will take 29, Burke.
So I'm going to turn that 17 into a 27.
Is it
Right.
is it actually fire damage?
It's necrotic.
It's necrotic.
So 58, half is 50.
So 29, Dave.
So I don't think I can absorb elements that, can I?
No. Nope.
Okay. So you said Hefty took how much?
58.
58. Okay, so that's 60 plus. So he's hurting. He's at 65 minus 58.
That would be 7.
Yeah, he's hurting. Or Hefty. I mean, if he dies, he goes back in the Pokeball. But
Arnold, you're up.
This thing's still alive?
What?
Is this thing still alive?
Yeah, somebody
it's
healed
barely
it.
taking damage.
Okay. If I was to drop akin to Enzo, I would be in range. Like I will be in
Yes.
range of like 120-ish.
Yeah, I mean, like
Right.
it is like right next to Enzo now.
Do I need to drop down to get in 120, or I definitely need to drop down?
No, you can move to be within 120. It's been surging forward when other people have moved.
Okay, so I'm definitely getting in 120,
Okay.
and I'm going to declare sharpshooter. So I'll take a
Okay.
-5 penalty to attack.
Sure.
I'm gonna use me musket, or I seen this thing get hurt with fire. And just shrugged it off, right?
It's taken the damage, but it clearly resists it.
Okay, I just didn't want a metagame because I would have like,
Sure.
no, I would have. Okay, cool. Thank
No,
you.
you seen it eat 2 fireballs, and I was like, yum.
I'll use good old Thunderbuster Lucio one last time. Um, as I attack, I'm going to expend a grit point, so I attack with advantage.
Okay.
Okay, 18 on the die. Thank Jesus, man. So it's going to do. As I hit, I'm going to use Astral Spark to deal it another 5. So it's plus 15 before I even roll.
Okay.
The total for that is going to be 12 damage from my musket, 15 damage from
So 27.
Astrals. Yep. Then I'm going to attack again because why not?
Okay.
Sharpshooter. We're literally doing the same exact thing. $27 to hit, but rolling the 60 was 28, but whatever. Sorry. Rolling my damage. That's 15 from musket, 10 from sharpshooter. I can't only do Astral Spark once a
Turn.
Yep.
turn. So that's 16. I mean, yes,
16 total.
I'm sorry, 26. Excuse me, my brain. For my bonus action, if I was to drop my Eldritch Cannon, can I get it in such a way where it doesn't hurt anybody?
Sure.
Okay, I just didn't want to like wonk and then hit my own ally, you know?
Sure.
So I'm gonna try to position my Eldritch Cannon down, and I'm going
Okay.
to use sorry, gotta pull it up. Protector. Or I mean protector protector. So I don't know how many people I can get with protector. So when it drops down like 15 feet,
Mhm.
I don't know who's in 15 feet
So
of
if
that.
you're looking to protect the the citizens of Castoff, you could definitely do that. Or are you looking to protect your allies in the adventuring party?
Well, what it does is grants 1d8 temp hit points
Okay.
to who's in it.
Yeah, but he's
So
just asking who you're trying to protect.
uh, it looks like the citizens are getting away. Yes.
Some of them. I mean, some of the people were targeted by the breath weapon.
It's the citizens that were targeted by the birth weapon.
Okay.
So they get 1d8 plus 1, which will be 4. 4, yeah.
Okay.
They had a whopping 4, but it's in a cone, 15
All right.
feet. Hey, anyone can get it.
Does that end your turn?
Yes.
So the spines on the back of this creature kind of begin to swell with energy as it spends 3 of its legendary action points and unleashes a surge of necrotic energy. So I need yet another Constitution saving throw from Burke, Hefty, and Enzo.
We're going to use
12 and 11.
going to use my last Indomitable.
All right.
28 is much better than 16.
If you got an 18 or higher, you take 20. If you got lower than that, you take 40.
Ouch, Hefty's down. Hefty's down. He's returned to the Pokeball. Hefty's down.
Nebula, you're up.
Okay, so I read the spell. I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work the way I want it to, but if it doesn't, as per the rules of the spell, it shouldn't do anything that untoward. I'm gonna mass cure wounds, and I want to get the Chimera in it too. Because it's clearly undead. It's clearly necrotic. I want to see if I can hurt it while I'm healing everybody else.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work, it says that undead things and constructs are not affected. So, like, worst case scenario, I wasted at one of the targets, and everybody that I need to get is in range. So,
Sure. So how many people can you affect with that?
6.
6? And you want to target the undead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I've got like all of us and it.
Okay. And what is the healing amount?
19.
Thank you.
Now, if the spell says undead aren't affected, then
It does.
then I will say it's not affected by the spell.
Yeah. I just wanted to see if I could hurt it that way because the necrotic
Sure.
healed it. So
Yeah, it does not take damage from healing spells, but kudos on the effort.
yeah, I mean it was worth a try.
How
Sure.
much did we get?
19.
19.
19.
Does
This
it
is
end your
not going
turn?
to keep up with this thing, but it's better than nothing.
Does that end your turn?
I think I have one more bardic inspiration, and I think Arnold is the only one that hasn't gotten one from me, so take that.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Arnold.
Thank you.
Enzo, you're up.
Alrighty, let's do Enzo things.
First thing I need you to do is to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, this is gonna hurt. We start with inspiration, huh?
Yes.
Man, I probably need a 17 or 18 on the die. Is it worth it? Alright, I'll try. That's a 17.
Close. You are frightened.
Yep. Okay. So I can't move near it, which is fine. I don't really want to move near it. So attacking it disadvantage.
Yes.
All right. Well, I will not
I
be.
mean, unless you wanted to back up and draw an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I'll do that. Take a swing.
Oh, let's see here. Go the right direction there. I will attempt to bite you.
Nom.
Oh,
Dodge.
I rolled poorly. I'm thinking a 16 misses you, right?
Correct.
All right.
All
It
right.
misses on the bite.
All right. The first attack's going to be a miss because I believe we need an 18.
Correct, sir.
That's gonna miss. Oh, this is not going well. Also gonna miss. All right. Well, let's do a bonus action chuck. Why not? Oh, that's much better. A 31 minus 5 will still hit.
Indeed.
That's gonna be 20 plus 4. So 24. I'll use a pushing attack. I'll try and push him 15 feet away from me.
All right. Well, there's nothing to push as the thing dissolves into thin air as it goes away.
Yay! Good use of my last superiority die.
Now there's a little bit of casualties from the all of the necrotic energy that was surging off of this thing. You save who you can. You sally forth up the mountains and get everyone prepared to leave this place, and that is where we'll pick up next time.
Yay. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for everyone for playing, of course. And thanks, Ted, for running. And until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.